Ever heard the phrase, let them eat cake? Yeah, everyone has. But what if I told you? The woman who supposedly said it never actually did. What if behind the diamonds, the wigs, and the gossip, there was a terrified teenage girl, trapped in a golden cage, crushed under a crown she never asked for? Today, we're diving into the real story of Marie Antoinette, the queen who lived like a goddess but died like a ghost. Buckle up, because this story has it all: luxury, betrayal, revolution, and the cruelest twist of fate you can imagine. She was born in Vienna on November 2nd, 1755, the 15th child of Empress Maria Theresa and Emperor Francis I. From the moment she took her first breath, Marie Antoinette wasn't a child. She was a political pawn, a piece on Europe's royal chessboard. By 14, she was betrothed to the future king of France, Louis Auguste, sealing an alliance between Austria and France. At 15, she crossed the border into France, leaving behind her family, her language, her home. The gates closed behind her, and symbolically, she was stripped of everything Austrian. Even her little dog was taken away. Imagine that. You're a teenager, forced into a strange country, with millions watching, expecting you to charm an entire nation that already hates where you came from. Fun fact, or maybe not so fun, this girl, dressed in silk and lace, was homesick, scared, and had no clue how to survive the viper pit called Versailles. Her wedding to Louis Auguste was a spectacle. 5,000 guests, golden carriages, fireworks. But behind the glamour, something was off. The marriage wasn't consummated for years. The court started whispering. Is the prince incapable? Is she barren? Versailles ran on gossip, and in that glittering nightmare, Marie became the favorite topic. Yet even as the whispers grew, her charm made her a sensation. She was stylish, witty, and full of energy. She wanted to be loved. But in Versailles, affection was a currency you could never truly own. And as she danced in silk halls, she didn't see it yet. The stage was being set, and the trap was already closing. When Louis XV died in 1774, the teenage Dauphine became Queen of France. 18 years old, and already carrying the weight of a crumbling empire. At first, she embraced the fantasy. She spent thousands on gowns, wigs, diamonds, anything to distract from her isolation. Her favorite designer, Rose Bertin, became her minister of fashion. She built her private sanctuary, the Petit Trianon, where she could escape the stiff rituals of court. There, she played shepherdess in silk dresses, pretending its simplicity while the people of Paris starved. But here's the thing, the public didn't see her loneliness. They saw extravagance, and in a country drowning in debt, her beauty became a weapon used against her. Rumors spread like wildfire. She was cold, greedy, un-French. The infamous line, "Let them eat cake," was pinned on her. Hold up, myth alert. She never said it. The phrase came from Rousseau, written years before she was even queen. But facts don't matter when you're the villain of the story, right? Then came the diamond necklace affair. A scam so outrageous, it sounds like a Netflix drama. A forged signature, a stolen fortune, and a queen framed for greed. Even though she was innocent, the French people saw what they wanted. A rich, out-of-touch foreigner burning their future on jewels. Her reputation was ruined. From the queen of fashion, she became Madame Deficit. And, as the rumors thickened, the storm began to rumble on the horizon. Let's go back a few years back. Versailles wasn't just a palace, it was a performance. Every waking moment was an act. Her towering hairstyles, powdered white and decorated with ribbons, feathers, even miniature ships, became the obsession of Europe. Each morning, stylists constructed these architectural wonders, while courtiers whispered in corners. But behind the elegance, Marie was hiding insecurity. Every jewel, every gown, every bet at the gambling table, it was all armor. Yeah, you heard that right, gambling. The queen spent long nights at card tables, laughing too loudly, losing too much, while debts piled high. It wasn't just vanity, it was escape. Every hand she played was an attempt to silence the whispers about her childless marriage. 7 long years without an heir. The pressure was unbearable. But then in 1778, everything changed. She gave birth to a daughter, Marie Therese. At last, she was more than a foreign princess. She was the mother of France. The palace roared with celebration, and for the first time, Marie felt she belonged. Her path to motherhood had been painful, humiliating, and public, but it gave her a new kind of power, the power of love. Motherhood softened her. She spent less time gambling and more time in her gardens at Petit Trianon. She played with her children, taught them songs, even dressed simply to match them. Her devotion shocked the court. Queens didn't raise their own kids. But Marie didn't care. For once, she felt human. Still, even her pregnancies weren't private. Every royal birth had to be witnessed by dozens of courtiers to prove the legitimacy of the heir. Imagine giving birth with 50 people staring at you. No pressure, right? Her family became her refuge from a world that misunderstood her. Her son, Louis Joseph, her little dauphin, was her joy. For a few years, peace returned. Laughter echoed through the halls again. But fate had other plans. In 1789, France was burning. Bread prices skyrocketed. The streets swarmed with anger. When the Bastille fell, it wasn't just a prison that crumbled. It was the monarchy's illusion of safety. The royal family was dragged from Versailles to Paris, surrounded by furious crowds. Marie tried to play the political game, secretly writing letters to her Austrian family, plotting alliances, praying for rescue. But every move she made dug the hole deeper. Then came the flight to Varennes. Under disguise, the royal family slipped out of Paris one night, hoping to reach loyal territory. But someone recognized her face from a coin. Irony. The queen's fame betrayed her. They were caught, paraded back to Paris in disgrace. That night changed everything. The people didn't just hate her, they want her gone. And the real nightmare had only just begun. August 1792. The mob stormed the Tuileries. The monarchy fell. Marie, Louis, and their children were imprisoned in the Temple Tower. No jewels, no gowns, no freedom. When her husband was executed in January 1793, she became a widow and a walking symbol of everything France wanted to destroy. Her friend, the Princess de Lamballe, was murdered by the mob. They paraded her severed head outside Marie's cell window. Yeah, this wasn't just politics anymore. It was horror. In the conciergerie, known as the antechamber to the guillotine, she endured isolation, grief, and despair. During her trial, the prosecutors went low, accusing her of everything from treason to incest. They even forced her 8-year-old son to testify against her. Her reply? Cold, calm, and devastating. It is very easy to make a child say what you want. The jury didn't care. The verdict was written before the trial began. By the time the revolution had devoured the monarchy, her children's fates were sealed. Her eldest son had already died young. Her second boy, Louis Charles, the lost king, was locked away in a cell, dying at 10. Her daughter, Marie Therese, was imprisoned for years before finally being released, the only one to survive. For Marie, motherhood became her punishment. The cries of her children haunted her cell. She could endure losing her crown, but not them. The queen who once ruled the most glamorous court in Europe was now just a mother, broken, alone, and waiting for the end. October 16th, 1793. The verdict, death. That morning, Marie Antoinette dressed in a simple white gown. No jewels, no crown. As she was carted through Paris, crowds jeered. She held her head high. At the scaffold, she stepped accidentally on the executioner's foot. "Pardon me, sir,"
"Pardon me, sir,"
she said softly. Those were her final words. Moments later, the blade fell, and with it, an era ended.